Tactical Thursday, time to sharpen your mind.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to pose the question, Jared / Daddy WX1234. There are so many knives in this world. What should my first knife be? Now, this video is going to pertain to all walks of life, whether you're male, female, whether you're 80 years old or you're 8 years old. Which actually leads to the question is when should you get a knife? Maybe I'll make a separate video about that, but so obviously there are many different mechanics with knives. You've got standard fixed blades, you've got folders, you've got switchblades and karambes and tactical knives, hunting knives, fishing knives, so many different knives. So this is going to be kind of like a blanket video where it's like covering all of it. Because I truly believe that your first knife should be getting you comfortable with handling something that has a sharp edge, that's used as a tool, not as a weapon. Also that's, going to further you into it. Because I know not everyone out there is going to be a knife collector like myself. A lot of people don't always carry a knife on them. Sometimes they just take a knife with them hunting, or they take it to work, or whatever. And not everyone's going to end up buying the $300 knives or the $150 knives. Someone's going to stay around the Walmart prices that I do videos on, the $20 to $50 range. So without further ado, let's talk about this a little bit. Like we've got standard fixed blades. This one's a beautiful dragon on the handle. This is a throwing knife. So again, many different types of knives. Do I think a fixed blade would make a good first knife? Yes and no. So fixed blades are good, and I think that they're more used for hunting. They're more used for in the wilderness, in the woods. You can strap it to your belt, and you'll have easy access to a knife. But with this is limitations. You have to have a bulky sheath. You have to, you're not able to, conceal it. You're not able to fold it down, shrink the size of it. So it's very bulky. Does it do what it needs to do? Yes. It'll, take care of the business and things like that on that respect. But once we step into a little bit higher grade, let me just move these off to the side here. You're going to get into your folders. So this is the Kershaw Filter. It's a folder. It's very simplistic. Not a whole lot of graphic design. This was $16. If you beat it up, it's not an issue. Do I think that this would be a good first knife? Again, yes and no. I think it's good because it gives you that action of opening and closing a knife. But with that, it also raises, there's a potential of you hurting yourself. And so I don't think that you should be able to hurt yourself easily with your first knife. Jared, knives are dangerous, they're sharp, how can I avoid hurting myself? Getting comfortable with the knives, getting comfortable using them, handling them, handing them to someone. You always handle first, and you hand the blade away from you. That's how, simple things like that, I made a video with knife basics and things like that. So, hi Paisley. My daughter might get in the frame, guys, so just bear with me. But then you've got things like this where it's not an assisted opener. It's a thumb stud where you have to manually open it and close it. Do I think that this would be one? I think this is a little bit better of a option than this. So they both have pocket clips. They both have handles. But this one you have to... I don't even know if I'm in frame, but you have to manually open it with your thumb, whereas this one, you just flick it. I feel as if that this type of folder gives you a little bit more control. Obviously, this one is specific is just a flea market knife, garage sale, whatever. So little story time. My first knife I got when I was 8 or 9, and that was a Buck. One of those little tiny pocket knives that had the 3 blades. If you've ever seen them, you know what I'm talking about. It's kind of like a Swiss Army knife, but not so multi-tool. It just had 3 different blades. So it had something like this, where it kind of clip pointed. It had a regular blade. Also, this is super loose. Holy. I'm going to have to do a review on this knife because save your money. That's just what I'll say. But that was a good introduction. One, it was kind of like this where you had to manually open it and close it. It had the little cutout ridge for your thumbnail to grab it and close it. And I think that, or a Swiss Army knife, is a very good first knife. I think that it gives you a good introduction. It gives you good control. I used it a lot to whittle sticks. That's just what boys do, or at least what I did growing up. Because I did. Me and my guy friends, we used to go in the woods and we used to whittle sticks. We used to airsoft, things like that. So I think that is a good introduction. And it doesn't really... What I like about that knife or something like this where it's manual is it doesn't matter what age you are. The reason I liked the small pocket knife, the buck knife, was because of the fact that it wasn't so intimidating. I think a lot of people see knives and they get turned away because of the fact that they are intimidating. If I can do that, I mean, that's pretty, in the wrong hands, it can be scary, it can be intimidating. But if you're doing something, like this, a little less intimidating than my Karambé that I can open with one finger. So, or something like this where it's a fixed blade, it's not moving. These things are designed to be used as tools. What do I mean by tools? I mean, if you have a Swiss Army knife, you're using it for multiple reasons. It's got multiple uses. Same thing with any of my knives. I've got knives for decoration, which is the We the People knife that looks beautiful. I'm going to show it on camera just because I really love showing this thing off. I'm not using this as a everyday carry. I would never beat this up. It's so beautiful. It's so elegant. And I believe this was under $20 as well. It was just beautiful. And then I've got other knives like my Kershaw Filter that I would absolutely beat the heck out of because I feel as if it can handle it. And at my job, or at least one of my jobs, I open a lot of box. I cut a lot of straps. I cut a lot of ropes, whatever. I'll cut into cardboard. I don't want to be cutting into cardboard with my $150 knife. I would rather be doing it with a $60 knife that's going to give me the same result. Also, with those knives, it gives you more of a feeling of responsibility because you do have something that you have an object that's sharp that could be used incorrectly, but it gives you a sense of responsibility in the fact that now you have power that you have to use correctly, and you can sharpen these knives, and you can see what the different types of knives, like with mine, I had 3 blades, and what they do and what they're used for. I'm not going to use my Karambé to whittle a stick when I can use something else. I'm not going to use these knives in a tactical setting when I have my Karambé. And the same thing with like this one. Before it completely beat up, there was a glass breaker there. It had a seatbelt cutter. This was I opened this up. It's got the serrated edge for the saw, and then it's got the blade point. I carried this for like 2 years, something like that, because it served every single purpose that I could ever want from this and more. Not only did it look beautiful, but it did its job. And I really appreciate that. And I think this was like a $10 knife off eBay or something like that. It wasn't expensive. Which is actually really high quality. It's good metal and things like that. Do you need to know everything about your knife? Like, I'm not gonna lie, my knives, I don't know the blade steel. I don't know what the material the blade's made out of, because that doesn't interest me. What interests me is how it feels in the hand, ergonomics, usability, practicality, things like that, of that nature. So, I mean, obviously I got this one because it's carbon fiber and that just looks beautiful. I don't know if you can really get in there, but it's got the carbon fiber weave, it's got blue hardware, and it just looks gorgeous. Usability, it kind of fell apart, but like this one, for example, this was part of that $15 knife set, and it's got the ergonomics, it's got that beautiful texture in the handle. So I like knives for multiple reasons. I like collecting them, I like observing them, I like using them. I like knowing that if there was ever a situation presented where I needed to defend myself, I can. I'm not out of options. And do you need a knife to protect yourself? No. Okay? You can protect yourself doing multiple things. You know, you can distract them, you can run, whatever. But I also like knowing that at Christmas, if somebody goes, hey, does anyone have a knife to open this? I could say yes. Ooh.
She's good. She's good.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
Thought it took a little plummet.
You're good. You're good. I got her.
All right. You're okay, honey. So, you know, moving forward, we've got, like... Honey. Guys, father first, car enthusiast second, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what this channel's about. But you've got something like this where it's a multi-tool. And this fits in your wallet. It's got a bottle opener, a knife edge, saw edge, hex keys, things like that. So this has got multiple uses as well. This would almost be a good introduction to knives. This isn't going to be replacing a knife, but this is a good introduction into what knives are supposed to be intended for. You know, and so if you guys want any more information, if you guys maybe if there's a specific question you had that I didn't answer, be sure to drop in the comments below. I do get back to every one of my viewers and people that comment, things like that. Also, if you guys want to interact with me more on a one-on-one setting, I do stream on Twitch every Monday and Thursday between 7 and 8. If the stream's going good, I know we've had like 20-something people in there, so we'll extend it a little bit longer. Especially if the stream's going good, like whatever challenge I'm doing or whatever, you know. So, link for that will be in the description below. Again, guys, free to subscribe, free to set up that Twitch account to follow me and you know, interact and chat. So take advantage of what's being presented to you guys. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.